Good morning, everybody. Hopefully, you guys had a great weekend. Today is the first official kind of big day back. I know we were back Thursday, Friday. We kind of dipped our toe in the water to see how warm it was. Today we're jumping in both feet and we're gonna hit it hard. So if you looked at the updates on Schoology, please do that. I have a whole long kind of list of things to do for you to kind of keep us moving. This is going to kind of move us in the right direction here. If you look, there's 20 some odd items to complete. Before you freak out and you're like, oh my gosh, look at all these videos and quizzes. These are all really small kind of quizzes, videos. I really broke the stuff down into really small parts. So for example, one of the videos is like a minute. I think the longest video that you have to deal with is like 9 minutes, and that's only one of them. Most of them are like 2, 3, 4 minutes long. I believe there's like 38 minutes worth of video. I just broke it up into topics, and then in between all the videos, there's a little assessment. So it might be like a little discussion question. It might be like five multiple choice questions or some true/false questions, some matching questions. So they're not super long. They're 5, 6 questions or like one single discussion question. So they're things that should be able to move pretty quick. Obviously, the discussion questions, the multiple choice questions, all those things are from the video. So if you watch the video, you should be able to get those questions relatively easily. If you're wondering, they're like, hey, these aren't in the grade book. These don't count. That's not really true. Unfortunately, the fourth quarter doesn't start till next Monday, the 27th. So I have put these things as ungraded, although I am going to go back and put them in for the fourth quarter. I don't want to mess up the third quarter grade. What you have right now for third quarter is kind of what you have. That is your grade. All the stuff that we're doing from Thursday really on to now is going into that fourth quarter grade. So you're going to have 10 things that are going to be in the fourth quarter grade that's to do with, that you're going to do these next 2 days. So all those quizzes, all those things, they are going to go in the grade book. So don't think because it says ungraded, like, hey, these don't really count for anything. They do count. They all count towards that. Are you going to pass or fail for the fourth quarter? Okay, so that is part of it. I want to make sure you're kind of aware of that. The rest of the week, obviously, we're really not allowed to give you. We're really supposed to give you 2 days worth of things. So hours 1 through 3. Today I'm putting, Monday I'm putting this on there. So Monday, Tuesday, you have those 2 days to work on all those assignments, and then I'll be back with you Wednesday, and you have Wednesday, Thursday to do the next wave. Hours 4 through 7, Tuesday I'm going to put that on. You got Tuesday, Wednesday to do this wave of assignments, and then I'm going to put the next wave on for Thursday, Friday. So that's kind of how the schedule works. Now, you can kind of, I'll try to get the stuff on early because I know some of you are going to want to move the day, maybe you're ready to go, and I like to get ahead, and I agree with you. So normally I'm going to try to get those on there earlier during the week at least. Sunday, because I've got to record all the videos, it makes it a little more difficult. So that's the way that kind of works. Okay, so that's kind of where we're going, where we're headed. The AP exam. Last time we talked, I wanted you to kind of let me know if something changes in your AP status. A couple of you reached out to me. Most of you didn't, so I'm assuming it's kind of status quo for most everybody. There's a handful of people that reached out, and I kind of made mention like, hey, I don't really need to, you don't really need to let me know like why you're making this decision. Although some people did kind of offer some explanations, and the one thing that stood out to me, and I don't want to make any like assumptions of what your home life, what's going on now. I know some people are, jobs are up in the air for a lot of people in every state. But the one thing that kind of stood out to me, there's a handful of people that I think have a great chance of passing this, that said they just don't feel confident that they can pass it. I would like to kind of offer you some words of encouragement. The fact that everybody across the country is in the same boat that we are, and obviously we're kind of making adjustments on the fly, but we are making those adjustments just like everybody everywhere else is. So my thought is the AP people are accounting for all this uncertainty. Sometimes, and this is kind of the way, sometimes during those kind of these times of uncertainty, sometimes you get a break on stuff like this. Like sometimes they give you a little easier, they feel for you and the air on the kind of on your side, and that's kind of what I'm thinking might happen. The second thing that I'm thinking of is we kind of know what's going to be on the test. I know some people made mention there's only 2 questions, but we kind of can, with a pretty decent degree of accuracy, kind of determine what's going to be on those questions. This is probably, of all the years I'm ever going to teach this, this is probably the most streamlined it's ever going to be, where I can say like, hey, let's look at this stuff. You can put that stuff aside. Usually every year I'm kind of like, I don't know what's going to be on. There's a lot of stuff. Like, could be anything. They could hit you from a lot of different locations. This year, there's some stuff that I'm like, I don't think that could be on. And the third thing is you can utilize like your notes. So as we go over things like powers of Congress, like you can make little cheat sheets like that has all the powers of Congress. So in question 1, when it says like, hey, what scenario ahead, what kind of power could Congress use to kind of combat that? You can kind of look at your cheat sheet and say like, that looks like the one, and that could lead you into kind of how you explain it. So to me, I think there's some opportunity here. Again, it's your decision, and I'm not trying to like twist your arm. I hate to see anybody make a rash decision based on we're out of school for a little while and you're a little nervous that you're a little like your confidence has been shaken. I think there's some opportunity here. Now, again, I don't know everybody's home life or home situation, I should say. The other thing, I know there's probably a small percentage that's like, hey, hey, Bedford, I'm out of here. See you later. And this is the path of least resistance. I will kind of leave you with this. Like, this always kind of sticks out to me, and it made me feel very good as a teacher. I had a kid in 2013. His name was Denver Brown. And Denver did pretty well. He passed the AP exam, got credit. The next fall, I saw Denver, and he's like, yeah, I got credit. I saw him at a football game, and he kind of stopped, and he got very serious, and he's kind of a jokester kind of a kid. He got very serious and said, that's something that I just did it because that's what we were all doing, and I didn't really care either way. But when I got it, it meant a lot to me. And what he kind of was saying is, again, I got to start writing checks, and school gets expensive, and that's a class that I can kind of cast off into the distance. So, again, it meant a lot to him to get it and not have to pay for it, not have to take it. That's something to think about. Like, I think there's a lot of people that will do very well on this. Again, just if you do everything that we're doing is very much tailored towards that, that AP test. If you have any questions, I'm going to have like Zoom hours, again, Monday through Thursday. Please pop in. If you're sitting in the waiting room, that's because I'm probably talking to somebody else, and I don't necessarily want to, it's maybe a conversation that's not for everybody. So if you want to have some discussions on what you're doing, what you're thinking, I'm here. I'm just probably going to be staring at the screen. So I'm here, and again, this is kind of between you and me and that kind of thing. So feel free to pop in those Zoom hours between 12:30 and 2:30. So last time what seemed to happen is everybody wanted to show up at 12:30. So sometimes it's better to kind of wait and offset it, but I'm going to be here all those hours. So if you have questions, please email me. Please pop into office hours tomorrow. Again, 12:30 to 2:30. Good luck on all the assignments, and I will talk to you again in just a short period of time. So you guys have a great one.